and I want to thank you all for being here for the hearing today. And I know that everyone is hard at work trying to help the people of East Palestine. I so appreciated the governor's remarks at the outset, and I know that my colleague, Senator Vance, has really worked hard to bring some attention to this community. Chief Comstock, I want to come to you. It is my understanding that the AAR, in partnership with emergency management agencies in Sumner County, Tennessee, piloted the addition of AskRail data to their emergency management dispatching system. And following the derailment there in East Palestine, firefighters were on the ground for 90 minutes, but could not access the AskRail app to get information about what substances were on board the train. Ms. Homendy did an interview in which she said that none of the first responders actually had the app on their devices at all. So can you give me a little bit more information about how the AskRail app may have been used and whether first responders are making effective use of the app, and what are the requirements around using that app?
First of all, thank you for the question. With respect to requirements to use the app, I am not aware of any. As to the effective use of the app, I asked my own department members as to how many are using that app presently. I will tell you I have that on my phone, but I found that 50% of the firefighters had that app, a much higher percentage with respect to our department's officers. I know one of the complicating factors at East Palestine was the fact that the rail cars were off the track. They were bunched up in a ladder-style formation. Keep in mind, it was night. You had burning cars and smoke, so it was, and some of the placards had burned off. It was, and you have to try to use that at somewhat of a safe distance. So it can be difficult. I think it is a good app, but it can be used more. We need to have better education. That goes hand in hand with the training that we've discussed and advocated for. I also would add this with respect to technology. There are apps that I have on my phone that when a car flips, the OnStar information or others will be relayed to the app. One example is I Am Responding /Rapid SOS that gathers technology, sends it to my dispatcher. My dispatcher gets that to me on my phone. So en route to a motor vehicle accident, I know that the car's flipped 3 times, the airbag's gone out, and that it has information about that car, whether it's electric car, things that I have to be worried about. So I should be able to get that information about trains, I think.
Well, Mr. Jeffries, let me come to you. What is your understanding for how the app was used or was not accessed during the incident?
So based on what I've read, I believe it was accessed, but I don't have details by who and how. To be clear, there is it is free to all first responders, and to date, we have taken a responder by responder approach, which there are a lot of first responders in this country, and having 35,000 with the app is absolutely not sufficient, not where we need to be. That's why we're shifting to an emergency communications center approach, also knowing that, as I understand it, first responders will always have access to the Emergency Communications Center, and so that's a central repository that has that information. Responders individually can still download the app, but we are wide open to looking at ways and working with Congress and others in the first responder community to further penetrate that population, to get it into as many people's hands as possible.
So you would say the app is not working?
I think the app works very well, designed what it's to do. It's making sure that everybody who we get it in as many people's hands as possible, and going responder by responder is a slow, meticulous way to achieving that.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.